Hey guys, what's going on? Zeromata here, bringing you the Bullpup Full Auto build guide and commentary. So, pretty much going to talk about the Bullpup. It's kind of a combination between an assault rifle and an SMG. It's a tweener. So you kind of have the versatility of an SMG and you got the punch of an assault rifle, so to speak. A little bit slower fire rate than a typical assault rifle. Great for CQC and medium range combats. Not so good long range. So keep that in mind. For the most part, you can build your weapon for the BPFA to be damage based. Spread and recoil don't really make that much of a difference for the effective range and the effective uses that you'll be using the BPFA for. So you can confidently build for damage without really any consequences for the most part, because the gun's pretty easy to handle at all effective ranges. So first build we have is more of a low spread build. Muzzle, we got the ArmCom 2-step, which is a low spread, high damage based muzzle. Grip, we have the TechBAR. There's two really good grips to use for BPFAs, and keep in mind grips are only used on the BPFA for this instance in time. Maybe in the future they'll add more guns that allow grip customization, but for now BPFA is the only gun that allows grips to be customized. But the TechBAR and the BAR-02 are probably the only two grips that I really use for any builds. The TechBAR is great for spread. BAR-02 is great for recoil. And for the most part, the rest of the grips have their specific stat that they're really good at, but you get a lot of penalties, and then I think the penalties really outweigh the benefits to those specific grips. So that's kind of my mindset with the rest of the grips for the BPFA. Magazine, pretty much you have two different options. You can go with the magazine. You can go extended magazine, or you can go with the Magnum rounds. The Magnum rounds work really well on the BPFA, because like I said, for the most part, this gun's really easy to handle, so you won't really notice the recoil penalties that you'll get from using the Magnum rounds as much as you would for other guns. Scope, CQC type weapons. So if you're gonna really try to go for a long range engagement, I definitely recommend you stick with a close quarters type scope, a low zoom scope, because of the fact that zoom is when you magnify your scope and you have longer zoom in magnification, you actually increase the magnitude of the recoil to your eye. So basically, the more the zoom the scope is, the more recoil you're going to see, and the more trouble you're going to have to compensate for your recoil and your spread. So keep that in mind. Stock, couple of choices with the stock. Similar to the grip, you have a spread based stock, which is the A4B that we're using for this particular build, and then you have the 89-BPFA, which is more of a recoil based stock. Really, the only other stock I would use is the BP-SR Tactical if you do not have the money or you're not high enough of a level to get these two stocks. The rest of them, similar to the grips, they have their specific stats that they're really good at. This one's good for run speed and for scope and time. The BP-CQ is great for recoil, but as you can see, it kind of takes big hits in other categories, and I think that kind of offsets the benefits that it gets. So I think these are two of the most balanced stocks, and they really get the stat that we need, and it gets to the point, I guess you can say. Weapon tag, damage tag, as always, would be a great choice. BPs are really forgiving for damage tags. They haven't really run into any damage caps in terms of adding a weapon damage tag. It's been pretty much accepting of those. For the next build, we have another damage build. This one's more of a low recoil based build. So for this one, we're actually using the Magnum round for this one. Muzzle, we got the ArmCom Copperhead, low recoil, high damage silencer. Grip, we're using the recoil based grip, the Briar BAR-02. We got the Magnum rounds, which loses a little bit of recoil, and we gain a little bit of damage off of that. And this is where kind of this build comes into play. You get a little bit of a penalty from the Magnum round, as you can see, but we're building the gun for recoil, so we're getting less recoil from the BAR-02, and we're getting less recoil from the Copperhead, and we're going to get less recoil from the Hullbreach 89 BPFA, which is the stock of choice, as you can see. So the recoil benefits that we gain from other parts is offsetting the recoil penalty we're getting from the Magnum round, so it kind of just like nulls out, and we like kind of left that out of balance, I guess you can say. So that's kind of the whole like thought process for this gun. And then weapon tag, we got the damage tag. So that's the second build. Third build's really similar to second build. The second build was more recoil based. We're kind of not really concerned about the recoil penalty we're getting from the Magnum rounds in this build, and we're just going to build straight up for spread. So this is a high damage, more spread based gun, less spread on the gun overall compared to the second option. And then what we want to do is we're going to do muzzle, is we're going to do the Vulcan Rift R19. A little bit less spread on this muzzle compared to some of the other muzzles. Grip bar-02. Magazine, we've got the Magnum rounds. Scope preferential. Stock, we got the Elite A4-BS, which is the spread-based stock. Weapon tag is damage. So it's pretty similar, 57 damage for both guns. This one's got a little bit less recoil, and this one's got a little bit less spread compared to each other, as you can see. So for the last build, we got a level 15 and below build. There's really not much options for level 15 and below builds for the BPFA. Considering the fact that the stocks are shared with the burst fire rifle, you have a limited choice. You pretty much can use only the first 2 stocks. And as you can see right here, you only gain run speed from the second stock. And personally, I would just leave it with the default stock on this one. Muzzle, we're using the Briar Archangel just to get a little bit of a benefit in recoil. That's pretty much it. You can go with the default Overmatch FB-RX if you want a little bit more damage, only 1 point, but figured to go for recoil on this build. Grip, no grip, because you can't even choose a grip until level 32, as you can see. Magazine, got extended mag. Scope, we got Operial Reflex 2 Hollow, preferential. Already talked about the stock, just leave it on the default one. It's pretty much your best choice for default stocks for this level. Weapon tag, you got the damage tag. So that's pretty much it. A lot of high damage builds. We only had one really subpar build in terms of damage, but BPFA is really forgiving, like I said, in terms of handling the gun with ease, close quarters and medium range. So give it a shot. Let me know if you have any comments or questions, and then I'll do my best to answer them. Thanks for watching as always, guys. I really do appreciate it.